Boogie and At.
Well, sometimes things don't go quite as well as planned. Little Boogie is losing a little bit of weight, so we're not happy with him. You can actually see it in his face. So although he seems to be eating and everything like that, he's not picking up the required weight that is essential for him. So unfortunately, we're going to have to pull little Boogie in, try and find out what is actually going on. Because as I say, you can see he's eating very, very well, so there doesn't seem to be a problem really with his appetite or anything like this. He is drinking, but he's constantly losing weight and looking very thin and skinny and a little bit lethargic, that we're not happy with. So it's going to be a little bit of a tough one for OO, losing a little baby at this point. But our main concern is that the little one is healthy and is going to be able to survive. So we're going to have to pull the little Boogie in and see what's actually going on.
Boogie in Disneyland, all cosy. He looks better than he did this morning after being taken away from foster mummy Uh-oh. His gums were quite pale this morning, but they're pink now, which is great. It's a good sign. He's had some 3/4 strength milk. We don't want to feed him too much too soon because he has lost quite a bit of weight. And he's got lots of supplements and goodies throughout the day. He's been looked after by Kara Chai. Anything else to add, Chai, how he's doing?
He's perked up a little bit since he was brought in this morning. He's been given a lot of hydration to get his fluids into him so he could get his energy up. He's been eating some cucumber and some apple just to give him a little bit of nutrition. He is obviously a lot smaller than when he left us, so our aim now is just to get him hydrated, feeling better and with a lot more energy. So yeah.
Great, thank you.
Oops.
It's always very difficult with these little orphans that come in. We never know what they've actually been through or what the circumstances were. And if you remember Tabuga first coming in, he was very bloated. He had a sore little bum. He was very comfortable with people as well. So it gives us the idea that he was with people a lot longer than what we were notified. But our biggest concern is what he's been eating. So unfortunately, because people don't always have the milk formulas, and the milk formulas are fairly expensive to get, they don't feed them on the proper diet. And this can cause all kinds of health issues, which actually materialize a lot later. And that's why it's very important with these little guys. They don't make good pets. You can't just take them out the wild and look after them if you don't know what you're doing. It's important that they get the right kind of nutrition into them very early, especially if they've just lost their mom, because they're not getting any of that, the immune support or anything that they normally get from their mothers for a certain period of time. They're not getting the right kind of sustenance, and they can't go on to heavier foods. And this is what tends to happen. People tend to feed them what they're actually eating themselves, because the little ones naturally try to grab this kind of food because they follow what their mom's eating and things like that. But she's a lot more stricter, and of course she is eating the right stuff like little fruits and seed pods and things like that, where we're not. And as I say, this can cause unforeseen problems later on, which seem to be materializing now in Boogie.
Boogie looking a bit better. He's on the feeding cage and full strength milk now. Still feels a bit dehydrated, but he's getting there. And he's got pink gums now as well.
Yeah, good boy.
Tell us all about it, mister.
Can we try again? Yeah. Okay, try again.
There you go.
Boogie, do it.
You can do it, buddy.
Good boy. Alright, good boy.
Boogie drinking his ginger tea. Boogie's got a lot more energy today. He's been climbing and running around. He's not so worried now that Shayna and Pepe have moved to Scrow because they're a bit big for him. He's also been busy trying to catch some ants, which he's been successful in doing so. Baby carer Sophie with Boogie. How's Boogie doing now with his health and how's his drinking going?
So when he first came in, he was a little bit flat. So he's been having some meds and some hot water bottles, and he's perking up. So his drinking's got a lot better. He finishes most days on around 100 ml of milk on the feeding cage, which is really good. He eats well and he loves his grass forage with white berries and marulas, so he's doing okay. We're just hoping he puts some weight on soon and just see how he goes, but he does very much like cuddles.
That's great progress that he's gone up to, say, 90 or 100 mils
Yeah.
a day, considering he came in and he wasn't drinking anything when he was with his foster mum. So
Yeah, there was a couple of days that he seemed a little bit flat, but he's definitely getting better.
and how's his energy now?
Yeah, he tends to have lots of cuddles in the morning, just to warm himself up, I think. And then of an afternoon, he flies around the branches, does lots of playing, lots of jumping, lots of eating. So he's doing very well.
They're not to eat, little man. And there's Helen.
Helen's drinking really well on the feeding cage by herself at the moment. So we've been taking the help down very slowly, and the last couple of days she's drank independently from the feeding cage, which is really great progress, because when she came in she was very much anti-milk, and it's taken a long time to get us where we are. But it means that these guys can meet mum soon, which is great. She's definitely gotten a lot more playful. She loves climbing, she loves cuddles and naps. So it's really great to see her progressing as a monkey and becoming more trusting.
So today I'm here at Camelot. We have one more little boy to trap for vasectomy. I've been unable to get him into the intro cage. This is such a large enclosure that he just doesn't go down to that side. So I've resorted to plan B, and I've got a trap cage set up inside the troop. And Bruce is actually just here, right in front of me. And he does tend to stay up on this side of the enclosure, which is why I'm right here at the top. So unfortunately they've also just been fed, so they're not super excited about food in the trap cage, but some of them have already been in. So hopefully once this calms down a bit and a few of the others move away, Bruce will decide to go for a little adventure. For now he's just munching on some butternut. So I'm going to be here for a while holding a string, and as soon as he goes inside, you can't quite see the door. If you can see the trap door just on the left hand side at the top. So I pull the string, that'll close over, get him inside. So let's see, it could be a long day. Fingers crossed. Little trapping update. It's now into the afternoon, and Bruce, I've had a break and come back, and Bruce has returned. He's just in the very center of shot now. He's just kind of hidden on the tree. So the rest of the adult males have mostly been and gone, but there's a few high-ranked monkeys around, so hopefully they move on pretty quick. Although unfortunately we've got a monkey called Rerun in the cage at the minute, and he's a bit of a gatekeeper. He tends to sit there and not let anybody else go near it, so it could take some time for him to move. But at least I have Bruce here, so if the opportunity does come, he's leaving now. So hopefully the opportunity does arise before he leaves. Little scuffles in the trip like that are terrible, because they could chase him away and then he won't come back again for a while. And there's just quite a lot of monkeys here, so it tends to happen. See if I can find him. So he's still here, just above the trap. He's up on the top of the trees now, but at least he's still in the area. So this is Bruce. Now just zoom out and you can see. So he's just up there. It's Colonel Mustard's turn now on the cage. He's really the last male around. Jack here just below, he's already been in and out. So the waiting game continues. I hear the sound of a backie. To be more precise, it's the sound of a backie in a backie. So she was doing a double vet visit this afternoon. Bruce from Camelot Troop had to go for a vasectomy, but we also took little Booger to the vets, as he hasn't been doing so hot.
Well, Bruce was eventually caught, and of course he's been brought back now after his vasectomy, so I hope things will go well for him. Little Boogie, we were kind of worried about him, just took him back to the vets just to check and get x-rays done, It seems like he's got peritonitis of some sort, so he's had some kind of stomach infection, and he's just not absorbing all his nutrients properly, which is a bit of a problem.
A little bigger.
Yeah, peritonitis again.
Peritonitis, so it's an inflammation of the abdominal wall.
Yes.
If my medical knowledge is correct.
And the intestines, so he's basically
And the
really
intestines,
skinny,
yes.
so he's not absorbed anything,
No.
milk-wise, food-wise, all of that stuff. So he's quite sick.
Yeah, so this little boy struggled to put on weight for quite some time now, so we thought it was time for a trip to Larissa. So we'll look after him. He'll be in special care with Becky tonight. And we'll see how he is tomorrow. In the meantime, Bruce has completely destroyed his blankets. And there he is. Our last little boy for vasectomy. He's already awake. Alright, Bruce.
We're really short on volunteers, and if you could please share our link on our website, vervet.Za.org/volunteering, we'd really appreciate it. We need to get numbers up. Thanks, everyone.
Aaron just fixed Flocky and Caddy platform because it broke. So he's bringing the platform now completely repaired that they can keep enjoying it. Remember that Flocky and Caddy cannot climb due to their brain damage, but they love to be able to be on their own platforms. Caddy is already there, waiting for her cool platform to be able to enjoy it. Nice! Now they can enjoy again their platform. You can see Flocky there in the background. And their small platform. Look at him. He's going to investigate his new platform now. See those jumps? Yeah, he loves it. He can enjoy now. It's not a normal platform, it has actually with mesh, so it's more bouncy, so they really like it. It's a lovely enrichment for them.
Well, little Boogie is certainly in our thoughts, and we're trying to do everything we can to get the little guy back up and running and back out there with the foster mom. It's just going to take time. So thank you for everybody that continually contributes, especially through PayPal on a regular basis. This makes it possible for us to give everything we can to these little guys that really need it. So thank you for sharing. Thanks for those that are watching the adverts. We really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you all next week.